Hey guys, I'm live. How you guys doing? Just want to share a couple breakthroughs I had just now or on this walk today. Just keeping you updated. First of all, about the studio recording with the moderator, I've got to go in with the only rule is there's no rules. I've got to let go of all the rules, and I didn't do that until this walk just now. Like Jimi Hendrix experience with Chaz Chandler, his producer and manager. He said about the only rule was that there was no rules in Jimi Hendrix sessions, and I've got to do the same thing. And I wasn't doing that. I was clinging on to some rules of if it's a this, then it's that. If it's that, then it's this. And really, Eddie Van Halen said, if it sounds good, it is good. And that says a lot. Just go in the studio. The only rule is there's no rules. And if it sounds good, it is good. And I finally reached that plateau of awareness on this walk only. So that's really cool. I'm glad that I haven't recorded yet because I'm still sorting out the recording process in my head. But so far so good about that because I think I'm getting clarity as time goes on that I'm not recording. So there's that, and then there's I'm at a light right now, so I have to make sure I don't screw this up. There's my whole life mission, known and unknown, that I'm dealing with on this walk. I'm kind of having an epiphany walk right now, like I did when I was 13, only I'm 59. But it's a similar thing. I'm just figuring out my life from here on. And I decided that somebody pulled a number on me, even if I do get famous, because I didn't realize that. I didn't know I was going to be famous growing up. No one ever told me. No one ever warned me, prepared me, instructed me. They just left it completely in the dark, which is cool. I get it. That's the way nature is. That's the way fate is. That's the way time works. You don't get to know what's going to happen. But at the same time, I'm just going to I've done most of my homework. I'm just going to kick back and wait and see if fame or fate makes me famous. And if it does, then I'm ready for it. But I'm ready for it either way. I'm ready for it. If I am famous, I'm ready for it. That's the hardest part because it's something new. And if I'm not, well, I tried, And I'm still going to keep up my work. I'm not going to be lazy, but I just want to. I'm watching my own theater of my life right now. I'm not just saying to see if I become famous, and I'm as much of a spectator as anybody because I'm me all the time, And I'm just saying, fate is a funny thing. Fate's a funny thing because if you were to walk back 50 years or 40 years into my past, you'd say I'm the least likely to be famous. But then again, so did Van Halen wrote Little Dreamer. They voted you least likely to succeed. I had to tell him, baby, you were armed with all you need. A little dreamer. They're talking about themselves when they were growing up and before they had made it. They were just little dreamers. And I know exactly what that feels like. I know exactly what it feels like to have a Randy Rhoads in the world and a Robert Plant in the world and an Eddie Van Halen in the world and just be a 2-bit nerd in some school somewhere. That doesn't add up to a hill of beans. I know what that feels like because that was me 40 years ago or 50 years ago. So I'm just curious is all. I'm not trying to, I'm curious about my own drama. I'm a spectator too. I just want to see what happens, and I'm as interested as anybody. And at the same time, I believe in peace, love, rock and roll, and love you guys. Peace, love, and rock and roll.